Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the most overpowered gun in the game by anyone's measure, and that is the Tamer LMG. I'm going to show you where to get it also, but also a good setup to have in my opinion for a semi-budget build, because a lot of people out there are building builds with like 8 different slots with icons on, so everything's half price. I've only got a couple of enhancements, so we're going to have a look at it. Firstly, let's just look at it on its own, no mods whatsoever. You can see it's got a good fire rate. These are level 100 enemies, by the way, level 100 Tamer, and you can tear through a whole bunch of enemies before you run out of ammo in a clip. You know, that's 4 enemies dead and 1 nearly dead just from one clip of the Tamer without any mods whatsoever. And before we get into showing how much damage this can do, let's show you where to get it. So if we head over to Agna Desert and we go all the way up here to the right, we come to the Remnant. So if you spawn here and you run over to this mission here, which is called Abandoned Reconstruction Site, if we scroll down, you can see that the Tamer has a 50% chance of being found when you complete, or even from enemies and stuff too. I ran this several times, didn't get a single drop. Then on the, I think the 5th time, I got 4 drops in one run. So I'm going to show you very quickly where that is, and I'm not going to take you through the whole mission because that's long. But basically it's a mode where you just go through and kill a whole bunch of enemies, then move to another area, kill a whole bunch of enemies. There's some bombs you have to pick up and stuff and blow things up. It's not a very difficult mission. It won't take you very long, but it is this mission here. Enemies will spawn, you kill them, you use their things that you pick up, and that's it. That's it really. Very, very easy, fast mission to farm, and hopefully you get it on the first couple of tries. Let's get back into that laboratory there. So now let's have a look at what it does with my mod setup. You can see that it will just absolutely just tear through enemies. Oh, let's finish that guy off. And do an incredible amount of damage. I've killed how many people now? This guy just won't die. Nearly the entire thing. Nearly all of them, nearly all 9 of them. That just shows how ridiculously good this weapon is in general. Right, so now I have my mods on it. Let's just test it a little bit and we'll see how many we can kill. You can kind of see the damage numbers for yourself. There's no point in me going through telling you, oh, this has gone up by 2,000. You can physically see it happening. So this is just with my mod setup, trying to aim just center mass the best that I can. Almost killed all 9 of them, which is just utterly ridiculous in my opinion. Level 100 enemies and such things like that. Let's put invincibility on though, so we can see one thing that I wanted to show. So if I shoot this here now on this guy, we're getting roughly 33,000, 17,000 on the weakness damage, and hopefully we get a 57,000 critical shot. I think there was a higher one as well. So what is the mod setup that I have now? When I say a kind of budget, because I had one of the increase to module capacities from, you know, just doing regular things in the game, the max capacity up. So I do have that equipped, and I only have one here that has the symbol on it. So I can get either action reaction or rifling reinforcement down to half price. And then the rest I've kind of just like mixed and matched a few things. So action and reaction gives you firearm attack plus 61% and recoil plus 20%. Fire rate up all the way up except for 1 pip gives me a faster fire rate, which means those bullets are coming out quicker. Rifling reinforcement itself is plus 32%. Then we have Deadeye for better accuracy and an increase in firearm attack. I have kind of thought about switching this out, but there aren't many other 4 that I feel like benefit the gun. I haven't tried them all yet, but this is the one that I kind of landed on. Then we have mental focus. Fire rate minus 10%. When firing a firearm attack goes up by plus 0.25% for 2 seconds, up to 150 stacks. So as I'm shooting through the clip, the more damage is going to happen towards the end of the clip, and you remove that effect when reloading or changing firearm. Then we have concentration priority. Get more critical damage by nearly 60% and a reload time modifier. Then we have weak point damage plus 20%, firearm attack plus 1% for weak point detection, and also weak point sight. These are for, you know, Colossus weak points and stuff like that. You could swap this out for general gameplay, but I kind of just tried to build a gun that I don't have to keep swapping things in and out of. I can just use all round all the time. One of the other things you can do to improve damage is obviously having something like the electric enhancement or toxic or fire or chill to get bonus damage. But obviously a lot of mine are fully upgraded, which means I'd have to drop other things. So for me to have like an all-round good build, I feel like this is probably the best for me. It gets 406,000 DPS, and I still think these numbers are bogus, but all in all, I think this is a really fun, cool setup for the Tamer. And honestly, it's one of the best designed guns in my opinion. It looks phenomenal. Like, I feel like they put more effort into this weapon. Look at how cool it looks. It reminds me of something from like Season of Opulence in Destiny. You know, you have like a really unique like aim down sight mechanism here with this extra little thing at the front. Then we have like the nice ammo chamber barrel, I guess it is. Fully just looks like it is just amazingly expensive to have. The design, intricate little patterns and stuff is phenomenal. This kind of like over shell that looks kind of like a hive weapon from Destiny. I know I keep referencing Destiny, but it's natural for me to go to. I just love this weapon. There is only really one downside to this weapon, and that's when you're aiming down sight, you move really slowly. It's just one of those things where you just kind of have to deal with it, to be honest. If you were playing a character that has big defense, then you're not going to need to worry about this. But if you're not playing any defense, any HP or shield or anything, then you are going to get annihilated if things get on top of you. But then hopefully with enough damage, you know, you won't have to worry about getting things on top of you. So yeah, that's the Tamer. Where to get it? A nice solid little budget build, not a complete budget build, but hopefully if you have spent money in the Tamer, which hopefully if you spent those items in the Tamer, which I highly suggest you do because it is one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best weapon in the game, it's definitely worth getting involved in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the Tamer. What builds do you use specifically? You know, do you use one for mobbing? Do you use one for bossing? What do you set it up as? Mine's more of a like a general build. That's it. Thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome.